Hello everyone, my name is Sheel, and in this video I am going to show you how to create an EBS volume and attach it to an EC2 instance, lay a file system on top of it, mount it, use it, detach it, and then reattach it to another EC2 instance so that all the content that you had created while this volume was attached to the first EC2 instance continues to be available when you reattach it to the second EC2 instance. So let's get started. I have the sequence of steps to be carried out here on the right hand side. I'll make sure I put the sequence of steps in the description below as well. If you really think about an EBS volume, it's nothing more than a storage access network system. It's a SAN. I'm hoping you would know between the difference between the three kinds of storage devices. One is the DAS, which is the direct attached storage. The second is SAN, which is storage area network, and the third is NAS, which is network attached storage. So EBS volume comes in the category of SAN, which is the storage area network. A simple example of a DAS system would be your hard disk itself on your laptop. It's a direct attached storage. So with that, we can start with the demo. I'm going to create an EBS volume as the first step. So let's get started. I'm going to reduce the size of this volume to 10 GB. And before that, it would be a good idea to see the EC2 instances, the availability zones in which my EC2 instances have been created. So first, let's go back and check the EC2 instances, the availability zones in which the EC2 instances have been created. So if you see, the EC2 instances have all been created in the US East 1A. So we can go ahead and create the volume as well in the same availability zone. I'm going to reduce my volume's size to 10 GB. And I can leave the availability zone to US East 1A. And then I'm going to create the volume. So now we can see that the volume has been created and it is ready to use. It's available now. So I'm now going to go to my EC2 console. And these are the two instances that I have created. I'm going to attach my new EBS volume to the source. And as I said, I'm going to lay a file system on top of that volume. I'm going to mount that that volume to this particular instance. I'm going to use that particular EBS volume. I'm going to detach it. I'm going to reattach it to another EC2 instance, which is the target machine. And I'm going to show that the content that you created in the source system while the volume was mounted on top of that particular instance becomes available in the target instance. So I'm going to go to the volume console one more time and I'm going to attach the volume to this EC2 instance. I'm going to take the EC2 instance ID of my source machine. Go to the volume. I select the volume which is available for use and I attach this volume. And here I paste in the source machine and I can attach. So we can see that the volume has been attached. Now to be able to verify whether it in fact has been attached, we SSH into the machine and check if by using the lsblk command, we can check whether the volume has in fact been attached to the EC2 instance. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to run this command lsblk, and if I see the xvdf is representative of the fact that a new volume has in fact been attached. xvda refers to the root volume which this EC2 instance came with, and now I have attached another volume with the size 10 gigabytes that we saw moments back. Now, the next step is to check whether this volume which I have attached, the newly attached volume, does it have a file system on top of it? We know that it does not, but how do we verify this? Well, there's a command for that. I paste in this command and I can check if there's a file system on top of this, and we do not. So the fact that you just see this as the output shows that there is no file system attached to this volume. So now we can go ahead and attach the we can lay a file system on top of this volume, and the command for this is as follows. So I'm going to make a file system. Attach is not the right word. I'm going to lay a file system on top of this volume, and the command for that is the make file system command. Following the extended file system, the xfs file system is what we are going to lay, and the target volume is the xvdf volume. That's all there is to it, and the file system is laid on top of this volume. The next step is to create a directory where you would want to mount this particular volume. So we go ahead and create a directory, let's say shield. I'm going to make this the mount point for my EBS volume. So the next step is to execute the following command. So I'm mounting this volume at this point, and now the volume has been mounted on this path. So if I now do an ls, I see that my directory is there, and if I do an ls on this directory that I have newly created, I don't see anything. Now let me use this volume. Now that I have mounted this volume on this EC2 instance, and now that I have been able to lay a file system on top of it, let me start. But before I detach this volume, I have a question in my head. What if I reboot this EC2 instance? Will the volume stay attached? Will I have to remount it? The answer is yes. But to work around it, there is a way to make a few changes in certain files, the configuration files, to make sure that the operating system, while rebooting, picks up this message and remounts this automatically for us, and therefore have us let go of this process of doing this by ourselves. So that's the next thing that we are going to do. I'm going to show you what are the changes that need to be made, and I'm going to show you what happens when I reboot this machine after I make those changes. And the expectation is that we should not be having to remount this volume one more time after the system reboots. So let's get started. There is this file called etc fstab. It's in the etc directory. That's the file that we need to make the changes to. But it would be a good idea to take a backup of that file, because anything that goes wrong into that file and your system becomes unbootable. There's a good chance that that becomes unbootable. So to avoid that, it's advisable to first take a backup of that. I'm not going to do that, but that's not the best practice at all. The first thing that I need to do is to find the UUID, that's that's the unique identifier of my volume, and use it to configure the etc fstab file. So the command to do that is blkid. So that's what I'm going to type in now. So this is the UUID of my volume, and I'm going to make an entry to the etc fstab file now. We already have an entry for the root volume. All we need to do is to make an entry for our volume, the secondary volume that we created. I'm going to come back out of this file, take this UUID, go back into this, and replace this with my UUID. And this is the new mount point which I had created. Everything else stays the same. Save it, and now all I have to do is to reboot the machine and see if it comes back on with the volume attached without having me to carry out the same steps one more time. So let's do that. So now the machine has been rebooted, and let's check whether the newly created volume has been auto mounted after the machine rebooted. So I have my directory, that's the directory called shield, that's the mount point. And there we go. So we still have the directory, the contents that we created once we mounted the volume on this EC2 instance. So now that we have been able to create the volume, lay a file system on top of it, attach it to the EC2 instance, mount it, use it, configured it to configured it to get auto mounted every time the machine is rebooted. Now the next step is to detach it from this instance and reattach it to another instance, mount it there, and the expectation is to continue to see the contents that I had created on this particular volume. So let's do that. So I'm going to unmount this volume now. This leaves the volume unmounted, and now what I can do is I can reattach this volume to the second machine. So I can go to the volumes console. I rather go back to the instances console, look at my EC2 instance ID, go back to the volume console, look for my volumes, and this was the volume which I had created, the one with 10 GB. I'm going to detach it. and the volume is now available for use. So let's check it in the source machine that this particular volume is no more available. I'm going to type in the command lsblk, and as expected, we only have the root volume. There is no xvdf anymore. So the source part of the story is over. The source machine, it's done its job. Now we move to the target machine. So I'm now on the EC2 instance console one more time, and I'm now going to grab the EC2 instance ID. I'm going to go back to the volumes console and attach the available volume. I'm going to attach this available volume to this EC2 instance. And I attach this. And if I now search for my EC2 instance ID, the volumes attached to this EC2 instance ID, I should be seeing two of them. One's the root volume, the other is the one that I created. The one with 10 GB is the one that I created. So all now I need to do is to attach this to the target machine. By attach, on what I mean now is to mount it, because the file system is already laid on top of this volume. All we need to do is to mount this on top of some directory that we create in the EC2 instance in the target machine. So we now move back to the instances console. I SSH into this machine at this IP address. And just like from the console, I can cross-verify that I have in fact two volumes attached to this instance. And there we go. We can see the second instance being attached to this EC2 instance as well. The second volume being attached to this particular EC2 instance. Now all I have to do is to mount this on top of this instance, mount the volume on top of this instance, and we should be seeing the contents that we had created while this volume was attached to machine 1 in machine 2. So let's do that. So I am going to create a new directory as my mount point. Let's say I call it another directory. And if I do an ls on the root, I should be seeing my directory as well, and there I have mine. Now I want to use this as my mount point. So I'm going to run the mount command one more time, and I'm going to mount this volume on this particular instance at this path, which is another directory which I just created. I can go with root. Okay, so there we go. So now this new volume that I had created is now mounted on this EC2 instance. So if I now do an ls on another directory, I should be seeing, and there you go. I have the contents from the volume which was attached earlier to the source machine, to the EC2 machine, the source machine. The contents that I had created there, they are continuing to be available on the new machine as well. So that was the intention, and we have achieved that. If you have any questions, please do let me know in the comment section. Please do keep watching the space for more videos. Thank you so much. Bye.